Hey, what up, though? It's your man Byron Williams, Relationship Bodyguard. Some of y'all know me as Eminem's former bodyguard. I'm also a best-selling author on Amazon.com. Make sure you go to my website, trbyronwilliams.wtf. Welcome to Concrete Conversations.
Yo, 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 yo.
Tell me how you feeling when your back be against the wall. Nobody hate the call, so you gotta stand tall. Tell me how you feeling when none of it seems true, and they leave it up to you. You making life look beautiful. Tell me how you feeling. Well, honestly, I've been making a killing. I've been trying to do my best, but expectations at the ceiling. I go to work, then come back home, back up in my feelings. Sometimes I hate being black. I wish my skin that I could feel it. Mama said black man.
Yeah, some of the things that I've seen on the road in regards to the corrupt music industry is people being used as drug mules, women allowing themselves to be used as sexual dump sites. And I'm saying that in the kindest way possible. I'm trying to be PC here, but a lot of times some of these women put themselves in a position to be used sexually because they're going after the bag, or they chasing the fame, or as the young folks would say, clout chasing. It was the same thing back then, and I'm talking about 1999. And it's been like that ever since before then. And a lot of people say, well, hey, people ask me all the time, how do I feel about the situation with Cassie and Puffy? These are just my opinions. I don't have any facts to this. But if you're in a relationship with a man for 10 years and you have the free ability to come and go as you please, and you're an artist, you stayed 10 years. You weren't missing, you were seen in public. Now, I'm not saying that he didn't allegedly abuse her, but it sounds like to me they had a good time together. For 10 years? 10 years. At some point, he should have left before then. Here's the other part. According to court documents, he also gave her a gun. So if it was so bad, why didn't you use the gun against Puffy in self-defense when this stuff was going on? Those are just questions that I'm asking. No, it didn't go to trial. It settled out of court for an undisclosed amount. But was it really about the relationship? Or was it really about the new husband that you married and he influenced you to go after the bag? And if I'm correct, I don't believe that he's a black man. It's just some questions to ask. Watching Puffy's house get raided was very interesting. I don't even think that the last time we seen a house being raided, or we heard of a house being raided, even with Trump's situation, we seen them coming out with the boxes. We didn't see them going in, if I'm correct. Maybe I'm wrong, I'm not sure. But they made this like an international event. But according to TMZ, it's a possibility that Homeland Security disabled the cameras on the interior when they weren't supposed to. And if you ask me, Puffy doesn't look worried at all. He's out and about, he's posting on Instagram, all the social networks, he's hanging with his daughter, he's kicking with people in public. So, what does that tell you? I'm gonna tell you what it tells me. That looks like a man that's not worried. The other part, as a former bodyguard, one of the things that I've seen in the industry is that when people go through stuff, these artists pay attention to what other artists are going through, and then they capitalize on that person's mistake. So in the event that they're in that type of situation, there's no evidence being left behind for Homeland Security to come and find. Unless somebody else has it somewhere else and they turn it over, then that's something different. Evidence is evidence. But I don't think Puffy is that big of a fool. And if he was, then shame on him. And let me add this, I have to keep giving this disclaimer. I do not condone anybody sex trafficking or drug muling or any of that. I think it's wrong on every part. But to think that a man of his stature is going to keep that kind of evidence in his own home, to know that they're coming, and to know that they're coming for him to ironically get on the Black Gulf Stream and get out of the country or wherever he went, to Miami or wherever, somebody tipped him off. In my personal opinion, there's a leak on the inside. Or maybe it wasn't a leak. Hey, look, it could be like this. And sometimes that's how these things go. Hey, look, we're going to be doing a raid, or we're going to be doing this, or your client has beef with my client. We're coming at this time. Make sure y'all not there when we come, or you guys go first, and then we'll come in second. A lot of stuff is arranged. Just something to think about. I know I'm not the only one that's seen that. I'm just saying.
Everywhere. How do you feel about that?
I feel like it's by design by the United States, or not the United States, the people that are in power that allow the gates to be open. But I heard a theory. This is not my theory, but it makes a lot of sense. This gentleman on Instagram, I don't remember his name, but he said the border has been open because there's so many jobs that are left unattended. And with my generation, we're aging out. So we're not going back to school at 50 plus years old to be an engineer, to be a doctor, to be a lawyer, to be a janitor, a custodian, that type of stuff. More so, most of these jobs are either skilled trades, blue collar type of jobs. And then the millennials and the Gen Zs have no interest on most, not all, or at least not right now, to go to school to be skilled trade, to be a doctor, lawyer, at this present point in their life. They're more so focusing on entrepreneurship, which is nothing wrong with that. But when you open up the borders and allow these people to come into the country, it gives them an opportunity to fill in these jobs that nobody else wants at a lower pay rate. And that way the country can keep functioning. But what you get with that, like Trump said in his campaign when he said he's going to build a wall, a lot of people don't want to admit it, but he's right. When he said some of these people are rapists, they're violent criminals, they're gangbangers, and we're seeing that. This is not my opinion. We're seeing this in Chicago. We're seeing this in New York. We're seeing this here in Michigan, out in Oakland counties, other counties, and other parts across the United States where there's home invasion, where there's these so-called immigrant gangs breaking into people's houses, armed robberies. In New York, they're showing these guys on mopeds or sprees or little scooters, and they're snatching women's purses, they're robbing people. As of lately, there's been a spree of women being punched in the face in New York. Prior to the gate being open or the border being flared, you haven't heard about a bunch of white women being punched in the face. You know, I could be wrong, but you know, I just don't see black men being that brave. We don't have real good luck even hitting white women in the bedroom. And I ain't talking about with a fist, I'm talking about with a dick. So I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that's us that's doing that. And if that is somebody black that's doing that, he's stupid as hell. And they don't deserve that. But this problem has occurred since the influx of all these migrants coming in. And every migrant that's coming in, of course, is not a bad person. Some people want a better way of life because Mexico hasn't been great to them. But here's my question to the migrants. In the United States, or the people in charge, they know what they're doing. Why would you want to break into a country where car notes is $500 a month, rent is $1,500 a month, car insurance is, if you move to Michigan, if I was a migrant, don't come to Michigan, I'm telling you. You think y'all was riding 20 people in a car deep. I'm telling you, it's gonna be bad. Your car insurance is gonna be $500 a month, and that's for one car, or close to it. The American dream is starting to sound more like the American scheme. So, but they're allowing these people to come in so that they can save money. But I can honestly say, in defense of some of the migrants, with them coming in, the one thing that they have over blacks and other cultures, that they're willing to pile up, stay in one house, and stay together and save their money for the greater cause. Now, I mean, you can't argue with that. So if rent is $1,500 and you got 10 people staying in one house, rent is officially $150. Where they do that at? I would say Mexico, but apparently they do it in the United States now. They're opening up the doors. They want, in Michigan, the governor wants people to open up your doors to allow the migrants to stay there rent-free. Hell no. For what? And we don't speak the same language? Man, that sounds like a nightmare, man. Now, if you sum off some money, how much money y'all giving up per room? Now, if you're giving up $2,000 a room, hell, I'll lease mine out. But that's not what y'all talking about. But that's just some thoughts. So people just kind of need to look at it. But I hate to say this, the United States has been built off of immigrants. There's really no original people here except for the original people, which are us. Okay. Native Americans, which is, we found out that's really us. So we'll say Native Americans and the original man, that's us. Everybody else came this mud on a ship and then a Greyhound. So the United States is only doing what they've been doing. I don't know why everybody's surprised. I think what we need to do as black people, we need to learn how to stay 10 in the house. You know, never mind, that shit ain't gonna work. I don't even know why I even tried to do this. It's not gonna work. We can't even stay 3 in the house. Somebody always gonna be late on the rent. Somebody gonna gamble the rent money, or they're not gonna do what they're supposed to do in most situations. I think it can be done, but we gotta wanna do it. But with the Arabs and the Latinos coming into the community, or the Arabs already been here, that's how they build their wealth. They sacrifice. That's all I got to say about it. Well, the war on black men and black women, or should I say black men versus black women, it's been going on a long time. And it don't look like we're doing anything to solve it. And honestly, to me, I think podcasting made it worse. That's all everybody seemed to talk about within our community. I've yet to see a podcast where white women and white men are going at each other every single day. Now, I've seen some podcasts where they're talking about opposition. But what I'm saying is where men are talking about certain things that they disagree with women in general. They're not singling out white women. And I've seen where white women are talking about men in general, and they're not singling out white men. They're just talking about men in general. With us as black folks, I'm gonna tell you what the problem is. And this is just my personal opinion, so I'm gonna add my little gasoline to this fuel on black men versus black women. And then I'm gonna break it down. So I'm gonna start off by saying this. Most men in this world are more messed up because of a woman more so than a man. Then you say, why is that? Because the first woman that a man encounters is his mother. And depending on the relationship that he has with his mother is going to dictate, in some cases, how his life turns out. Now, that's not always true. The young man is not responsible for making sure that the mother be a mom or the mother is nurturing, loving, and or caring. She's not gonna be perfect, but she needs to be attentive, she needs to be mothering, she needs to be nurturing. And she also needs to be strict. What's happening in this day and age is that these women too busy chasing the bag, they too busy posting on social networks, they too busy trying to get their lashes done. And I just want to give women advice to let you know we don't care about all of that. We like a woman in her natural form. And it ain't always about beauty. Stop trying to compete with the baddest chick on Instagram or with Beyonce or whoever the hottest chick that's out that's getting paid on Instagram, that's got 1 million likes and all that. But what people not telling you, I mean, these BBLs and all this other stuff, there's infection involved. You know, that's a great risk of losing your life, bleeding out, losing your legs. It depends, man. It's like, especially when you go and get it done. Y'all flying out of the country to go get BBLs, only to come back and have to lay on your stomach on the fucking flight. You can't even sit on your ass. That shit is stupid. That's some stupid shit. Then you and your girlfriends go down there to get BBLs. Y'all going to get a group BBL for a fucking discount. But then nobody can take care of nobody. It's fucking booty juice all over the place. Aches and moans. Just so you can say, I'm the baddest bitch. You the baddest bitch with a booty infection. Now, that's enough on the lady. You young cats. Listen, man. This don't apply to everybody. Young guys, stop focusing on the ass so much. The booty was only made to shit. It was only made to shit. The bigger the ass, the bigger the turd. Y'all sleeping on no booty girls, man, I'm telling you. They're gonna love you a long time, man. And she probably know how to cook. Or she's willing to learn. Because she don't have no distraction. And the distraction is her own ass. Find your woman with a good brain, man. I ain't talking about brains, I'm talking about a good brain. But that's cool too, you know. But find a woman that's got some smarts, man, good common sense, that wants something for herself. Because I'm going to tell you, fellas, at the end of the day, whatever you pick, you're responsible for. So don't be so quick to smash. Don't be so quick to smash, man. The quicker you smash, the quicker you dash. I promise you. You ain't gonna stay around long. Now, you know, sometimes shit happens. But don't be trying to wife her up. It's summertime coming up too? Man, listen. Stack your money up. Keep your credit straight. These are the best years of your life, especially if you're anywhere from 18 to 40. If I was any young man, I wouldn't even think about getting married to the age of 40. Okay? Forget about it. Unless you find a woman that's a little older and she got her shit together and she know how to cook and she got real hair. It don't have to be long, and she got edges, and she got her own lash, she got her own job. She gotta have her own shit. She got her own shit. You know? First thing she gotta own is the shit that's on her body. Start there. Because if she own her own hair, she's disciplined enough to own her own house. Stop looking at the surface level stuff, man. And in that way, it won't be so many wars against men and women. You know, guys, be so quick to want to smash, man. Be quick to want to stack your loot. And if you got a woman talking she don't want to eat at the Cheesecake Factory and all that shit, man, let her go. A date shouldn't cost more than $50. I am not here to feed your sister, your brother, and all your kids. This shit is about me and you.
Yo, 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 yo.
Tell me how you feeling when your back be against the wall. Nobody to call, so you gotta stand tall. Tell me how you feeling when none of it seems true and they leave it.
Hey, thanks again for tuning in to another episode of Concrete Conversations. Make sure y'all go to my website, trbyronwilliams.wtf. Also check out all my books on Amazon.com. You can also follow me on YouTube, The Relationship Bodyguard. You can follow me on Instagram, The Relationship Bodyguard. Follow me on TikTok, The Relationship Bodyguard. And I will see y'all next month. Peace.